I'm here with Katie Hacker, and she's here to show us how to make a terrific cuff bracelet using very affordable seed beads.
Right, and you know seed beads come in different sizes, and today we're working with sitsats.
Yay.
So they're a little bit bigger, and it makes the work go quickly.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to start by putting my clip onto the thread.
Okay.
Now, normally you would use a stopper bead, or you could use some kind of adhesive tape or something, and the clip is going to just keep your thread in place, prevent your beads from sliding off the end, and it doesn't damage your stringing material.
And any particular string, actually, that your thread that you're using?
This is specifically made for fishing, but I'm using it as a beading product.
Oh, okay.
So it's very durable.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and so then the way to get started is I'm doing my alternating pattern. So I have a dark and then a brown. And I'm going to use my needle to highlight the up beads in the stitch so that I know where to go once I start my weaving pattern. So I'm just going to go through every other bead like that. Then I'm going to open the clip and push my needle in. And then I'm just going to put another clip on the other end to prevent myself from getting stuck on the needle.
Okay.
So now you can see I've got my beadwork really nice and secure. Then I can get started picking up beads, and I'm just going to start with a dark and pass through the next bead and pull my thread through.
Oh,
and
look at that, how stationary it is right now.
Right, and it just, you can see how the beads are going to fall into place, kind of like little bricks.
That's a great idea.
So then I'm going to pull through again, and it's every other bead. So you're beading through one, skipping one. And you're going to make some rows.
Okay.
Passing through again.
And this is peyote stitch?
Peyote stitch. Okay. And it's a traditional technique, but kind of using it with the larger beads, it just gives it a totally different look.
It really does.
So you can see how it's popping out.
Especially with the beads being metallic.
Right, and you can see the alternating. It's going to become our stripe. So when you get to the end, that's the trickiest part in odd count peyote. So I'm just going to come back through this last bead and then pass back through my beadwork. And I'll just come up just a few stitches so that I am in the right position to do my next bead. So I'll come up through like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pass back through to lay my next row.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
so I'm going to keep stitching, and then voila!
Voila!
We have our beaded band. Now, when you get to the end, the way that you add the clasp is I use this loop clasp, and it's a slide, which I like because it lays nice and flat.
Right.
And then I'm going to stitch through the beads and actually stitch it to the clasp. So basically, the idea here is just to make it really secure. So you're going to go through the bead, through the loop, and then just keep passing back through.
Okay.
So I'll pass here, and then I'll come through this bead and back through the loop. So it's basically just anchor any way that you can do it to anchor it on.
Perfect.
And then you'll just keep repeating that technique. And I would probably go through here maybe 2 or 3 times. And
Just
then
to secure it.
Just to secure it. Here 2 or 3 times, here 2 or 3 times.
And do you do the same thing on the reverse side?
Yes. So when you come to the end, you have your needle and your clips there. Then you're just going to remove that and use your extra thread to add the clasp to this end. And then you just weave the end of the thread back through your beadwork.
So that,
so that you can secure it. And then I like to just knot it around the edge and add a little drop of jeweler's cement.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, so on the finished bracelet then, to add a little bit of something but still keep it inexpensive, I just use buttons.
Ah, perfect.
And so it's 2 buttons layered together. Right, so I stitched a large button to the center of the bracelet, again just using the end of your thread.
And you brought with you some other different examples of things that we can do?
Right, these are examples of different ways to use seed beads to make a big impact. So you still have a very affordable piece, but by doing some multiple strands, you can create a bold statement, but still keep it in the inexpensive and affordable price range. And again, that's using the size 11/0 or 10/0, and then the 6/0, the larger size.
And also clipping it on both sides too.
Right, and that's just a way to be able to tell what kind of drape you're going to have. So you can hold it up and make sure it's the right length before you attach your clasp.
It's perfect.
And then again, on the 6/0, you can mix in some other larger beads that are still keeping it affordable, but adding a little bit of texture.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
That was wonderful. We'll be right back.